Well, I feel embarrassed. I literally started recording my thoughts and opinions on yesterday's direct, and my my computer camera, was not recording. So I spent God how long talking about the entire direct, not realizing that the camera on my computer was not recording. I guess I was just looking at too busy looking at the video that I have on the side in front of me that I didn't realize the camera was not recording. I'm like, oh, God damn it. So now I have to start all over again. Well, here I go. Starting all over again on telling my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct yesterday. I need to take a break. So the first game was Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I just finished playing Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS earlier this year. Yeah, it's like so for the remake on the Switch, you know, it looks nicer. The graphics look better. There's remixes of the music. I've noticed it in another person's reaction to the direct, where the song "Engage the Enemy," and they also have new DLC involving Melia's people, the High India, because the game kind of left it on a negative note. So I think they want to have that extra content in there for some closure. So even with the new graphics, the remixed music, and the new content, I'm still not gonna purchase the game. Like I think Xenoblade Chronicles is an okay game. It's not a game that's worth getting the remake or a remade port on Switch. I mean, hey, there are some people out there who love the game. Some people who said that Xenoblade Chronicles was their favorite RPG. Like I'm praising they would get the game on Switch. After that was 2K's games. There were three games: Bioshock, Borderlands, and XCOM. I'm not interested in any of these three games because I'm a JRPG person, not a first person shooter kind of person. So those three games did interest me. Uh, After that was the Marvel Ultimate Alliance DLC involving the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. Yeah, I remember watching a Square Enix direct E3 direct last year, and there were people asking for Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I'm like, why are they asking for a superhero game at the Square Enix direct? It doesn't make any sense. Like Square Enix is known for RPGs. I was actually confused. But yeah, that was like the last game to show that Square Enix is direct. So yeah, there were people asking for Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I'm not interested. And then there's this underwater exploration game, Shinsekai Into Depths. Yeah, I'm not really certain what that game is. It doesn't really interest me. Uh, then we have Animal Crossing DLC. Well, not DLC, but update actually. They're talking about this holidays, and it's like, hey, there's an Easter holiday coming right up, so you could have like that Easter event in the upcoming that in the updates it's going to be coming out. Uh, and then Animal Crossing, and after Animal Crossing is this game called Good Job, which from the looks of it, I guess you play as a janitor at this company, and you have to do your job. And the thing is, you could do it properly, or you could be destructive. Like there was a part in the trailer that straight up made me laugh, and causing the company thousands of dollars. Yeah, I'm actually looking at the trailer right now in my computer in front of me. It's actually kind of making me chuckle. This is the second time I'm trying to record this. It's available now, by the way. So if you want to be destructive, you get the game. Then after that is Catherine Full Body, the port on the Switch. It's it's Catherine, which was originally released on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I believe. But Catherine Full Body does have extra content with a new character named Rin. Now, anyone who is who doesn't know about Catherine, they might look at the game like, oh, is this a dating simulator? No, it's a puzzle game, and it's also a horror game. Like, you do a couple stages where you do these puzzles, and then after a few puzzle stages, they have a boss stage where you try your best to climb up the tower while this intimidating boss chases after you. Like, and the bosses do have some terrifying designs. Like, I'm like, okay, this is a horror game. This is a straight up horror game. Catherine. So yeah, we're getting Catherine Full Body on Switch. And again, just like Xenoblade, I'm like, okay, I have the PlayStation 3 version. I'm not gonna get the Switch port. I mean, for anyone out there who hasn't played Catherine, this might be the perfect opportunity for you to play the game for the first time. Then we have Ring Fit. I guess they mentioned some new content where you can now play music with the Ring Fit. Also, there's new content of the Ring Fit now having a female voice. I guess it only had a male voice before this, and now it has a female voice. Which, am I the only one thinking, oh great, now that you give the Ring Fit a female voice, now you're pushing Ring Fit porn? Maybe it's just me. Like, do you want to make people want to fuck the Ring? Considering the fact that the Ring now has options to have, like, speak in different languages, it's like, give the Ring a Japanese female voice. Make it a Ring your waifu. And then after that was King's Bounty 2, a tactical RPG. They said realistic graphics. I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is not realistic graphics. This looks like late PlayStation 2, early PlayStation 3 graphics, like late 2000s-ish. It did not look realistic, especially how graphics look nowadays. Like, it's not exactly realistic graphics. And it's a tactical RPG. I've mentioned that I am an RPG guy, but I'm more like a Japanese RPG, not tactical RPG, because they're like tactical RPGs make me feel stupid. Uh, and after that was they announced the new character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate second DLC, like the second Player's Pass, and the first character is a character from ARMS. They didn't mention who that character is. All they know is a character from ARMS. And this is complicated as we have 5 characters, one of them being an assist trophy, like 5 characters from ARMS that are spirits in the game. And I have this spirits cannot be fighters theory. So right now, that theory is halfway up the table. It's not on the table. It's still not on the table completely. It's halfway up the table. It's not completely, but it's still on the table. Halfway. Because I'm thinking, on one hand, If any of these 5 characters that are spirits in the game end up as a fighter, then that pretty much opens up the door of any other spirit in the game that could end up as a fighter. That could put the possibility of Geno, Rayman, Waluigi as possible fighters. But I'm like looking at the other characters from ARMS. We have 10 other characters that aren't spirits in the games that could be potential fighter from the ARMS series. And I actually had to look up the names of these ARMS characters because I've never played ARMS before. So I had to look up the names of these characters to know which of these 10 characters that they show up here have the possibility of being the fighter from ARMS to be in Smash. And 2 characters in particular stand out, and they're female characters. One character was called Mechanica, and she is like this girl in a robot suit. And another character that also stood out to me is a clown girl named Lola Pop. Those 2 stand out to me the most. And my money is on the clown girl, Lola Pop. Well, like I said, if any of the ARMS characters that are spirits in the games, Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Min Min, and Twintail, if any of those 5 characters become the fighter, then the spirits can't be fighters theory is now non-existent. And it just opens the door for spirits becoming fighters. But as of right now, it's still kind of on the table. Halfway, but still on the table. And following that announcement, ARMS now has a free trial. So anyone who hasn't played ARMS yet can now play for free for like a week and a half. From March 26th to April 6th. And yeah, checking on my calendar, that's like a week and a half. Almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks. And then after that, there was a trailer for Bravely Default 2. They mentioned that there's a demo like for this game. I downloaded it yesterday after the direct, and I played a bit of it. Not the whole demo, but a bit of it. And the gameplay is definitely different from the first Bravely Default game. Like the battle system is different, and I was like, I don't know if I like this new battle mechanic, like this new battle system. I mean, it still has like the Bravely and Default mechanic of, if you defend yourself, you build up BP, and you could use up that BP to do extra attacks in one turn. So you could do multiple attacks in one turn with the cost of BP that you build up just from defending yourself. And I'm wondering, like, how am I going to do it? Like, when I do purchase the full game sometime in the future. But before I play Bravely Default 2, I need to give myself a copy of Bravely Second on the 3DS. I have yet to purchase that game. So after I play Bravely Second, then I'm going to play Bravely Default 2 sometime in the future. After that was the Clubhouse games, which is 51 games in one. And when I tried recording this earlier, or lack of recording this earlier, I listed up all the games. I'm not gonna fucking do that again. But 51 games. And I was like thinking, you know what, I might get that just to have 51 games in one. Because I'm actually interested in playing Hanafuda. I've never played that game, and I might actually learn how to play it. As well as Mahjong. Like, that's another game I actually want to play. So if there's like any board games out there that you always want to play, you might want to pick this up. They have a game called Ford and Row because I guess Connect 4 was copyrighted. Oh, and look at the trailer. Clubhouse Games comes out on my birthday. That's interesting. And after that was the ninja game Ninjala. I was watching someone's reaction. Someone said it's going to be a new Splatoon. I mean, Splatoon does have a following, and it does have like tournaments and such. But something about Ninjala is like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a game. I'm not calling it the new Splatoon. I mean, it didn't really stood out when it was featured in a direct last year, and it doesn't really stand out to me now that much. I don't have high hopes for this game. Who knows? I could be wrong in the future. After that, they mentioned a couple Star Wars games, the Jedi Academy, and another one is Star Wars Racer, which I believe was a game originally on the Nintendo 64. My cousin, who owned the Nintendo 64, I think I saw him actually on a cartridge of this game. We never played it. I don't remember playing that game. We played. I mostly seen him play Super Mario 64, and we've also played Smash Brothers 64. But I've never seen him play Star Wars Racer. So like when it came up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a classic game right there. Uh, and then after that, they mentioned the Panzer Dragoon remake. Again, doesn't really stood out to me. And then they list a whole bunch of games in their like montage of copyrighted music that we have to silence for. I got the copyright during the indie direct, and I forgot that like you have to silence yourself during the montage. So I did that for the Nintendo Direct reaction video, and the games in that montage included Trials of Mana, which I believe is current. Oh, it doesn't come out until April 24th. I guess there's a demo now. I thought it's already out. Uh, Trials of Mana being the release as well as a remake of Second Densetsu 3 that didn't come out before, and you can play it right now on Collection of Mana, at least the original Super Nintendo version in Collection of Mana, which is out now. But the remake Trials of Mana is won't be out until next month. It's a maybe game for me. We have Fuser, which I've only seen an advertisement of it. It looks like DJ Hero. Not interested. The Elder Scrolls Blades. Uh, yeah, the mobile version of the Elder Scrolls game. It's getting a Switch port. Warhammer 40,000. Don't care. Great majority of the games in the montage are games I don't care about. There's Vigor, which looks like a shooting kind of game. Uh, there's Burnout Paradise Remastered. Eh, let's see. Saints Row 4. Again, nah, I don't really care much for it. Uh, The Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel 3. It's a JRPG I'm interested in, and there's a demo available, so sometime in the future I'm going to play a demo of that game. And it's like, hey, mate, I like this game, I'll probably play in the future. Mr. Driller, Joland, Mr. Driller is a game that was on the PlayStation 1. You could actually find the first Mr. Driller game on the PlayStation 1 Classic as one of the games on this system. And here we have another game in the series, Mr. Driller Drillland. I don't know, it's okay, but not my. I'm not interested. Uh, then we have Minecraft's Dungeons, dungeon exploration Minecraft game. I think Minecraft's overrated. And then the one more thing was information on the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass, focusing on the Isle of Armor. I've heard from other people's reactions and such. It's like, oh, didn't mention anything new. I disagree. I think they did mention some new things. Um, the first thing they mentioned was Cubfoo's evolution method, because when I was first watching the Pokemon Direct back in January, they mentioned that Cubfoo can evolve into Urshifu, and Urshifu would have two different type combinations. You could either become Fighting Dark type or Fighting Water type. I am a Dark type trainer myself, so I want Cubfoo to evolve into the Fighting Dark type Urshifu. I'm like thinking, oh man, I would hate to waste a few hours of my time to evolve Cubfoo into Urshifu and just end up as the Fighting Water type. I'm like, well, there goes hours I won't get back. But no, they actually talked about how you could evolve Cubfoo into the two different type combinations. If you train at the Tower of Darkness, you would get the Fighting Dark type Urshifu. And if you train at the Tower of Waters, it evolves into the Fighting Water type Urshifu. So I'm like, okay, if I want to evolve into the Fighting Dark type Urshifu, I'm taking it to the Tower of Darkness. That makes it so much easier for me. And it cleared it right up for me. Like, that thing I was questioning back in January is now cleared up. And they've also talked about the G-Max, the Gigantamax for the starters. Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon. Rillaboom has like a drum-based Gigantamax attack. Cinderace kicks a giant fireball, and of course, Inteleon snipes. And all three of their Gigantamax attacks ignore enemies' abilities. And they showed this off by showing Mimikyu, which has the ability to disguise, and Mimikyu was still upright. Its head didn't, knock down or anything. So it pretty much ignored Mimikyu's disguise ability and just did some damage. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That the stars attacked while they're Gigantamax ignore enemies' abilities. So there is some new information there for Pokemon fans, even if you didn't realize it at first. So yes, that is all my thoughts on the entire Direct. And this was literally the second time I am talking about this, because the first time didn't fucking record. So now I feel less of a jackass, although I'm still kind of a jackass for recording the first, or failing to record the first time, but now recorded now second time. So if there's anyone out there watching this, please subscribe, because I would like some subscribers. And for you to have a nice day. Peace out.